So a lot of you guys are living check to check, right? A lot of you guys are complaining about being at these warehouse jobs. A lot of you guys are, saying, you know, I'm broke. I see a lot of content creators complaining how they being broke, how they're losing their jobs, how they're being broke and all that. Guys, being broke is depressing, right? I've been there, right? I've been there before, right? Like I mentioned before, I had 9 different jobs before I decided I wanted to get a skill, before I decided I wanted to change my life, right? You know, in between losing them jobs, man, I was broke. So, guys, it's depressing. It's the worst thing it's the worst feeling ever, man, right? But here's how I changed this, right? So, the the last job I had before I started the job I'm in now, Home Depot. I'm gonna tell you guys. So I worked at Home Depot. So this is how it all changed for me. So I have so currently I have 3 bank accounts, right? So I decided to get another bank account, right? And guys, that changed everything. That helped me save money, right? Because I used to, every time I get paid, I would just splurge it all my money, right? Especially when I had this one job, I was making really good money. I was bringing home 1,200 a week, right? And it was 1,500 before taxes, right? I was just, I was thinking I was the richest man in the world when I saw that, because I never seen that type of money before, right? So man, I was just, spending it on stupid stuff, right? Not realizing, wasn't thinking, like, no, I need to save up so I can get my own spot. I need to save up so I can get a new car, right? So I can get a nice car, right? Wasn't thinking about the bigger picture. So guys, when I opened up another bank account, right? When I opened an extra bank account, that changed everything, right? So this is what I do, right? So every time I get paid now, I separate my money. I separate it, right? So on one account, I have, my wants and my needs, right? In my other account, I have for my emergencies and my investments, right? So let me break it down to you. So my one account, my wants and needs, right? So I have my wants. It's for things I want to buy. It's things if I want to get food, I want to, buy, new clothes. I want to buy something online, right? My needs are for like my bills and for things I need to pay off, right? Because I still have to pay off student loans as well. So I have to pay all my bills, pay all that. So those are all my needs, my bills and etc. Right. My other account, I have my emergency and my investments, right? So my emergency funds, I'm trying to build that up. So, you know, just in case, it's an emergency, like my car breaks down, or if I go to the hospital, I have to pay all my hospital bills. I have, funds for that. My investments are for, like, okay, I want to buy a new car. I want to get my own spot. I want to invest in rental properties, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to invest in rental properties down later down the line, right? And yes, I do have a third bank account, right? Um, and I use that whenever, when I start my own business, right, I want to be able to, people pay me, to that account, right? So that's how my accounts are set up. So I have 3 bank accounts, right? And, if you only got one bank account, man, open up an extra bank account and then break it down how I did it, right? You could do what you want. Like if you want to just keep one account, okay, that's fine. But you know, what work that's what worked for me, right? Being financially, disciplined, right? Because one account ain't gonna do it. I feel like one bank account won't do it. I feel like 2 bank accounts, and I feel like nobody really ever mentioned that. Nobody ever really talked about that enough, right? So, you know, because my dad, he has 2 bank accounts, so I kind of got that off him, right? So I started doing that. So I opened up an extra bank account to, put, the rest of my money. you know, I won't touch, because my emergency and my investment funds, I don't touch that money unless I need to. That's the money I don't touch, right? But my wants and needs, those are the things I touch, if that makes sense, right? You know, that's why it all changed for me, because I used to be spending money on stupid stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I used to, I be eating out. I ain't gonna lie, I still eat out every once in a while too. I need to, you know, that's my only weakness. Want to eat out, eat out, eat out. That's my weakness, right? So that's something I'm still working on, where I need to be spending my money on going grocery shopping, right? You know, I be so disciplined on going grocery shopping for a minute, then I might, once I start eating out food, I overdo it. I overdo it. So I think personally, I need to stop eating out. Period. I probably just need to. Okay, I need to go to just get something from grocery stores, man. Stop going out food unless I want to go to like go out to eat or something. I want to go out to eat with people or something like that, right? But other than that, I need to stop eating out. I need to stop eating out there at these out foods, and that's hard. You know what I'm saying? And I want to continue to lose weight as well. And that's what I feel like out food, man. It's hard for you to lose weight. I need to, I still got a stomach on me. To be honest with you, I'm trying to lose it, but I need to stop eating out, man. I need to stop eating out, right? You know, that's how I became financially disciplined, right? It's still, something I'm working on, but I feel like I'm getting better at it, right? Because I have money, I have an account, I don't, money I don't touch, right? And I feel like that's what we all need to do. What I'm saying? I understand the cost, especially nowadays, man, the cost of living, paying all your bills and stuff. Open up an extra bank account so you can put money to, your emergency funds and, and your investments you want to invest in later down on, if you want to invest in anything that later down in the future. So, you know, yeah, man, I still, I still want to buy a new car, I still, I'm still trying to save up for getting me an apartment. So, wish me luck on that, right? If you came this far in the video, put in the comment section, financially disciplined. We financially disciplined, over here, man. That's what purpose driven mean, right? We locked in on our goals and dreams, man. We got to be locked in. I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? If you locked in, or, if you want to type in lock in, put locked in the comment section for me, man. We locked in over here, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm we leaving nothing on the table. We ain't leaving no money on the table. We taking all them. I'm taking this 9 to 5 money. I'm taking my YouTube money whenever I decide, whenever, you know, I get paid from YouTube. I know that's gonna happen, but I know it's not gonna happen right now, but it's gonna happen. I got faith that that's gonna happen, right? I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. That is my favorite, Bible verse, man. You can do anything you put your mind to, man. You got to believe in yourself, right? We got to believe in ourselves out here. I feel like a lot of people don't believe in themselves, right? So, I feel like I think personally, that's the way to be financially disciplined, to have two bank accounts. If you don't have if you don't have two bank accounts, I encourage you to do it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it'll help a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays, right? But, you know, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment of what you think of the video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. And I will see you guys on the next one.